Alright, I'm here to teach you how to use Tronics. I guess everything about them. First thing we're going to do is open up our block bucket by pressing the F3 button or clicking on it. And now when you do so, you'll either see the Tronics like I do or all these blocks. Let's open up the Tronics tab. You'll see all the Tronics listed. Top row has the data and the math Tronics. And here's all of the Tronics I've laid out for you. This is the data. It has a single node on it, which is data in and data out. It'll hold practically everything that you will need to store in the game. These are the math blocks. They all have 5 nodes on them, which compares 2 datas and outputs to a different one, plus, minus, multiply, divide. Distance will pretty much compare 2 different data blocks, the vectors inside of them, and then tell you the distance. Next two are if equal and if greater than. And then the buttons. These buttons just send flow based on these little icons at the bottom left of your screen. You can click them or even press the buttons. It's quite fun. There's the keyboard block, which will set data and send out flow. There's also proximity, which will activate if you are within 50 pixels of it. And then the next one will be display, which displays any data whenever flow goes into it. The data comes from the data in port, and I guess it just looks cool. It's awesome. There's also the mover block and the rotor block. The mover moves a piece that's attached to, and rotor rotates a piece that's attached to. Now, I should probably explain to you what each of the nodes on the Tronics do. On the right I have the data block, and on the left I have the minus block. The data, you see this blue node, which is for the data in and data out. We have the data out on the minus block, which is this blue one. We have the data in A and data in B of the minus block. Those are the green ones that I'm going back and forth on. So we're just hooking up the blue with the Z button. And we're hooking up the green with the Z button as well. Z hooks up wires, and X deletes wires. You can have 2 green, well, you can have an infinite amount going up to a data for in and out. So as you can see here, I'm hooking up 3 more wires with this other minus block. And yay, now we have 6 connected to that data. They're all setting and reading to it, which is really stupid to do, by the way. Now we have the flow in and flow out of the minus. Flow in is yellow, and flow out is red. What flow means, basically, if a trigger goes through it, it will trigger the next sequence. So here we're doing the flow in, yellow, and flow out is red. So we're going to take the flow out, which is this red wire, and hook it up to the flow in of this next block. So now every single time this minus block triggers, the next thing will trigger is this other minus block. And now we're just going to loop them to show you what happens when you loop, which is probably the stupidest thing you can do. Do not loop your Tronics. So like, the input is going to the output and the output is going to the input. Here we're pulling out a button, wiring it up, and it exploded. It just completely disappeared. It's a tragedy, and I don't want you to do it. So don't loop your Tronics.